The purge is here. The purge is here. The purge is here. This is a public service announcement. Attention, all my fellow African American people. Attention, all of my low poverty income established people. But first and foremost, I have to say attention to my African American people, because this is who is affecting first and foremost. And secondly, it's going to affect people in low income housing. And then if they really want to get dangerous, yeah, if they really want to get dangerous, it's going to start infecting the rich community. Oh, but when it start affecting the suburbs and the rich community, that's when we have a problem, because they're going to start calling into the mayor's office.
So how you been?
Fam. So when it start to affect the rich community, that's when we have a problem. They're going to start calling into the mayor's office. They're going to start calling into the police station. But no. There's nothing that they can do about it. People are already quitting their jobs. They already handing in their regulation. They can't do this. So in the state of Illinois, we are having a purge is here. The purge is here. The purge is here. So many lives are going to be affected January 1st, 2023. Let me tell you what they have. Illinois' non-detainable offenses begin January 1st, 2023. And what do it attain? Aggravated battery, aggravated DUI, aggravated fleeing, arson, burglary, drug-induced homicide, intimidation, kidnapping, robbing, second-degree murder, threaten a public official. So you have all of this, but let's dig into this right quick. Kidnapping, robbery, and second-degree murder. Y'all said second-degree murder, and that is a non-detainable offense. Arson, burglary. So you telling me that they can off somebody and they can't be detained? They can kidnap somebody and still not be detained. They also can have a aggravated DUI. You can beat the out of your girlfriend, your baby mama, whoever, and still not be detained. I'm telling you not, because you know what they want to do? The purge is here. The purge is here. So, with these, this is so disgusting. This is so heartbreaking, because it's affecting, and not just try to sound so, be racist when I say it, because it's only affecting the black community. So when these people start to commit these crimes, come on, stay with me. So when people start to commit these crimes, that means it's up to the people of the community to see how they are going to handle the situation. Because you can go rob somebody for their hard-earned income. They check on the first of the month. Go rob an old lady. for her bag. Hey, she called the police. There's nothing that the police can do because it's a non-detainable offense. You can go burn down somebody's house. Oh, there's nothing that they can do because it's a non-detainable offense. And you guys earlier when y'all heard my auntie in here, so I apologize for the disturbance. But anyway, let's get back to what I'm talking about. The purge is here. The purge is here. Indeed it is. Indeed it is. Indeed it is. So let's get into, I believe, Mayor Keith Pikachu. No, Pikachu. But I'm sorry about mispronouncing your last name, my guy. But let's hear what this mayor have to say about the situation pertaining to the purge.
Things will go into effect, and people need to be aware of this. It abolishes cash bail for almost every offense. This includes, but isn't limited to, kidnapping, armed robbery, second-degree murder, drug-induced homicide, aggravated DUI, threatening a public official, and aggravated fleeing and eluding. Offenders released on electronic monitoring have to be in violation for 48 hours before law enforcement can act. They can almost drive to Alaska before we can even look for them. It denies victims their constitutional rights. And keep this in mind, businesses and homeowners. Officers will no longer be able to remove trespassers from your residence or your businesses. Someone could decide to live in your shed, and all we can do is give them a ticket. You have to decide what level of force is required to remove them.
You heard that, right? Did you hear that? You have to decide what level of force you gonna do to get rid of them. The purge is here. The purge is here.
And whether or not it's legal. Electronic monitoring has to be limited to kidnapping, armed robbery, second-degree murder, drug-induced homicide, aggravated DUI, threatening a public official, and aggravated fleeing and eluding. Offenders released on electronic monitoring have to be in violation for 48 hours before law enforcement can act. They can almost drive to Alaska before we can even look for them. It denies victims their constitutional rights. And keep this in mind, businesses and homeowners. Officers will no longer be able to remove trespassers from your residence or your businesses. Someone could decide to live in your shed, and all we can do is give them a ticket. You have to decide what level of force is required to remove them, and whether or not it's legal. This is a massive threat to the residents of Orland Park, Cook County, and Illinois.
Indeed it is.
Law-abiding citizens are going to suffer because of this, but this is just par for the course when it comes to the Democrat agenda for this country. So without further ado, let's go ahead and play a news clip so you guys can get a better understanding of this law called the Safety Act, which is coming to Illinois that will get rid of cash bail in the state. Take a look.
First, in Illinois is set to eliminate the cash bail system, but Southern Illinois lawmakers and law enforcement say it could make communities more dangerous. Colin Bailey reports.
I believe the elimination of cash bail, particularly as it's written in the Safety Act, will reduce public safety and lead to more crime, particularly violent crime in Illinois.
Former state's attorney and current 118th District State Representative Patrick Windhorst tells me he voted against this bill when it came about. Windhorst says he was one of the leading voices against the Illinois state legislation aimed at overhauling the state's criminal justice system.
In talking with prosecutors and law enforcement enforcement officers. They're really concerned that the public is going to point the finger at them and say, okay, why aren't you doing more about these offenses? And with this major change in the law beginning January 1st, a lot of their ability to do their jobs has been restrained.
And like Windhorst says, local officers like the Johnson County Sheriff agree with Windhorst.
Anyone sitting in jail right now with all these pending charges, they're going to be let out. The gates are open, they're going to be let out in the streets.
The bill passed with the support of upstate lawmakers. Proponents of the law say it's wrong to keep people locked up simply because they can't afford bail. According to Johnson County Sheriff Peter Sobchak, fewer suspects will end up going to jail. Only suspects involved in specific deadly threats could be held.
So it's really taking the hands out of the police even arresting people. We're going to end up calling someone saying, can we arrest them just because of liability if you take someone into custody that doesn't meet all the criteria? Well, then you could get in trouble.
Sobchak isn't clear on how the law will be implemented. Representative Windhorst lists the offenses that won't involve detention before going to trial.
So there are a whole list of violent crimes: burglary, robbery, arson, kidnapping, almost all drug offenses with all even drug distribution, DUI offenses, even DUI offenses involving fatality, that do not qualify for detention under Illinois Safety Act. To me, that's going to mean a lot of individuals are committing crimes and being released, if not immediately, within a couple days.
In Southern Illinois, Colin Bailey, Local Now, Heartland News.
Illinois is the first state in the country to abolish cash bail. But
Yeah, so what are some of the crimes here, the offenses that are not eligible?
Now, the legislator hit a boiling point early Saturday morning as Doug Wolf reports debate over the state's so-called Safety Act resulted in charges of racism by Democratic state lawmakers against House Republicans.
For months, Republican lawmakers have bashed the so-called Safety Act that was pushed through the General Assembly by the body's Legislative Black Caucus in early 2021. Shortly after 4 in the morning Saturday, Democratic Representative Justin Slaughter pushed back on what he calls the steady drumbeat of lies.
Lies that all too often reek of systemic racism.
Law enforcement agencies who have felt demonized by the Safety Act have mostly sided with Republicans who are using the act as a campaign issue. Most of the provisions of the Safety Act don't take effect until next year, but police departments have seen officers retire, resign, or flee to other states. The GOP, pointing to an increase in violent crime across the state, did not sway Representative Slaughter.
But as long as crime and violence is contained in the hood, it was okay.
Republicans point to a no-cash bail provision which starts in January. State Representative Patrick Windhorst decrying that type of release.
Serious, violent felons will be released after 48 hours after arrest.
When the debate reached a point that Republicans could not respond, Slaughter unleashed more charges of racism.
We can smell it. It's a bad stench of racism coming from that side of the aisle. We are literally in this crisis because of your failed lock 'em up, throw away the key policies.
Wow, unbelievable but totally believable stuff, okay? Democrats, once again, criticism of their progressive woke criminal justice reform policies is racist, okay? Apparently it is systemic racism to say that, hey, you know what, I don't believe that second-degree murderers or people who rob folks, okay, that have been accused of robbery, I don't believe they should be out freely walking on the streets, okay? I don't think we should just be catching and releasing those people. Apparently that makes you a systemic racist, which means that I'm a systemic racist. And if that's the case, fine, right? I will happily take that label because I would much rather be labeled a racist than to have criminals on the streets, murderers on the streets, or alleged murderers on the streets, right? I'm just saying, man, these Democrats don't care about
is the Safety Act. You can commit any one of these crimes in the state of Illinois, and you will be released without bond at all. No cash bail. See ya, bye. Go on, you're free to do it again. So this tells me that the state of Illinois only cares about people's feelings and not about the general public safety. Or if you're a victim of any one of these crimes, you don't matter. The feelings of the people committing the crime, they only matter. Look, if you can't do the time, don't do the crime. If it's too hot, stay out of the kitchen. If you cannot take responsibility, don't do any one of these. But the people of Illinois, man, I'm praying for you because your leaders.
Again, I don't know it all, but I know what I've been through. Now, before we get into this video, please make sure you head on down to Instagram and follow us on our official Instagram page at Anonymous_. Alright? Maybe to be a little more explicit, a little more uncensored, and share content freely without running the risk of having our channel terminated. So, once again, make sure you head on down to Instagram and follow us on our official Instagram page at Anonymous_. Alright? Now let's get into what you guys came here to see. Now, O Block, Parkway Gardens, is being terminated. By terminated, I mean no more O Block. Right? Now, I seen this but didn't speak on it. But we spoke about it while we was on live the other day. But a lot of people wasn't paying attention. This is why it's kind of a shock to people that O Block is being sold. However, if you was paying attention, it's been taken off the market since June 10th of 2021. Alright? Remember when it was up for sale and there was a big thing, everybody, they getting rid of O Block, all that. Then you had Dirk acting like he was gonna buy it. Y'all remember that? We talk about buying O Block. Anyway, if they said it was no longer on the market, from there it should have told people that it was already sold. You know, I guess people didn't believe it, or I guess the people that bought it or sold it, I guess they just didn't decide to officially announce it until recently. You know? Now, let's get into like the official article that I've seen on Google talking about the selling and everything. Now it says here, Parkway Gardens, aka O Block, Chicago, has officially been sold. Relocation of residents is slated for January of 2023, with demolition to follow. The information was made known by a popular U.S. tabloid, DL, on its official Twitter and Instagram page. The information has shocked many fans on Twitter. Now it says here, a fan wrote, quote, "This issue is wild. Chicago's infamous O Block has been sold and relocation of residents begins in January 2023 with a demolition to follow. Reason number one, why you shouldn't die over a block, street sign, or housing project, killing over who from 63rd and 64th. Meanwhile, some mogul who owns the block don't give a damn about y'all, your hood, your families, your struggles. All just for them to say, F it, I'm selling this place, and I don't give a F what happens to my current residents." Now, the reason why I decided to actually read that article is because it makes a lot of sense. And whoever wrote that, they pretty much had the same.
Well, they can't say that the person that took over don't care about the residents, because they said it was purchased back in 2021. We are in 2022. We have only a few months left until we begin 2023. So they gave you more than, you could say, about a whole year and a half to try to find a place to stay. Now, they didn't mention that was the residents still paying rent there. I'm quite sure they had to still pay their light bill, gas bill, whatever, water, whatever. But the main thing is the rent. So they want to say, oh, we getting pushed out of our housing with nowhere to go. But I understand that. But they're giving you more than reasonable time to get out. Like sometimes I've seen in the past where they only give them a few months. Maybe not even that. Give them 30 to 60 days. But you had a full year, and you still have 4 months to go until 2023. The property was sold 2021. So you have a lot of time to stack your money. Not only stack your money, but to find another place to stay for you and your children. So what this brother is saying, I'm not trying to step on someone else's content, but I'm giving my opinion, and I'm gonna let that stand.
Thought process that I have, and I hope this really opened a lot of eyes, man, and people realize that just because you decide to attach a name to a block or make a whole gang surrounded by a block, don't mean that it's yours. Look how many guys died for O Block. Look how many guys still right now to this day willing to die for O Block. The name itself stemmed from a young dude that lost his life. So there's dudes that's really dying for the sake of that area, or died for the sake of that area, and now some Joe Schmo from wherever he or she is from is taking it over. The person buying it probably don't even know what a damn O Block is. That's the crazy part. He or she just know they just came up on some new property and about to change it to their liking and do whatever with it. Meanwhile, the occupants that's there now gotta find a place to stay just on some, here, y'all go do what y'all gotta do. I don't know what y'all gotta do or gonna do, but by January of next year, y'all better be out. Now also, put a lot of this into perspective. A lot of these guys are going to end up migrating to their ops neighborhood, believe it or not. And
you heard what he said? Did you hear what he said? The purge is coming. The purge is coming.
That could be dangerous because if you pay attention, O Block and its residents have to be out by January 2023. Now pay attention because by January 2023, also, the Safety Act has been implemented into Chicago as well. Whereas anywhere from second-degree murder is not a detainable offense, along with many other things. But we're going to focus on the one that's very common right now. A second-degree murder is no longer a detainable offense. I don't think it's soaked in yet. I think by the time January comes around and people actually start seeing what's going on, blatantly.
And again, I do not dib and dab with politics on this channel. I do not stare in that type of narrative. I stare away because I'm not monetized. And two, I love what I do. I love my job. I love speaking with not just only my people, but everybody across the globe. If something is dear to my heart, I will speak on it. But I don't dib and dab in politicians. That's what I do not do on this channel. I give my opinion on the topic that's in hand. So what he said is they're going to be released 2023. Second-degree murder. So they releasing murderers into the public. So a person have murdered someone's family, and the family member is a gang member, and they want to retaliate. They can do so. Maybe, maybe not. But this right here, may God be with every person. It doesn't matter your ethnic background. May God be with everyone, because the state of Illinois is under fire. The state of Illinois is under siege. The state of Illinois is what they got that silly ass word, Chirac. Oh, they finna make y'all prove it. They finna make y'all prove it. And it's sad. It's sad. It's sad that the lawmakers is playing with people's lives. It's sad that the lawmakers is playing with people's lives. Do y'all hear me? Do y'all hear me? Not just people that's committing murder, people that like to drink and drive. Aggravated battery. You can beat the shit out of your girlfriend, boyfriend, whoever, and you will not be detainable. So the women that are in abusive relationships, I feel for you. I feel for you. They got kidnapping. So it's a lot of our children is being missing. People being kidnapped or killed for their organs. There's no secret about that going on in Chicago. There's no secret about people being trafficked in Chicago. There's no secret about people being murdered over for their organs. And yes, let me make this disclaimer. I should have made this in the beginning. This content is for 18 year and up. The things that you're going to see and hear on this is going to be disturbing. It's going to be sensitive. And it's going to touch you in a way that it has not touched you before. So I want to take the time out now and say, I apologize. I apologize. Because I'm only here to give you the real, what's finna happen in Chicago, well, in the state of Illinois, January 2023. So if you're triggered by this content, please take the time out to view some more of my content on my channel. But those who are still here, thank you. I appreciate it. Let's get those likes up. Let's get those likes up so everyone can view this content. If you guys haven't liked my content before, this one right here, let's push this one all the way through the algorithm. This one right here, let's push this one all the way through the algorithm. When you come on in, if you want to do so, please subscribe to the channel. Notification bell button so every time I upload, you guys will be notified. But one thing, and for sure, let's thumb up this content. Let's thumb up this content. Like I said, all my other content, I appreciate all the views. But this one right here, this one right here, this one right here, let's thumbs it up. Every person that view this, the thumb up, the like button should match the view. The like button should match the view. The like should match the view. I don't know what to say about Illinois right now. This is hopefully that the young men, the activists, can speak positivity, speak life into these young men and women that is thinking because of this law from the past. Oh, I can get away. Oh, I can get away with anything now, y'all. We can get away with anything now, y'all. So they planning on what they gonna do. I hope for God's sake that they don't do that. I hope for God's sake that they don't do that. Be smarter, because it's an attack on your life. It's an attack on your life. Y'all don't see the bigger picture. Okay, because you can't be arrested for the crime that you commit, you think that the residents of the community is going to sit here and just let you guys terrorize them, rob them, do whatever you want to them, and you can't be charged for the crime that you commit? You think that the residents is just going to sit their ass in their homes that they're paying their bills in, that they go to work and make their money to provide for their families? You think for a second that you can just do what you want and you don't have no consequence for your action? You have another thing coming, brother. You have another thing coming, sister. Mark my word. It's finna get to be a bloodbath in the state of Illinois. People right now, as I speak, are probably gearing up for war. If they're not already moving out. If they're not already moving out, they preparing for war. Because the officers of the law cannot help them if the offense, if the crime that they're doing is on that list. The law can't help them, so who can protect them? No one but themselves. Especially, you got so many people out here on demon time. They don't care about an elderly woman or a man, so they gonna try to get it how they get it. Because they can't get no job due to their record. So robbing people come easy. And robbery is one of the crimes on the list that you can't be detained for it. So they can commit a crime on that list in front of the police. The police can't do shit about it. Because you know why? The purge is coming. The purge is coming. The purge is coming.
I think that's when it's probably going to soak in. But you also got to pay attention, because I think a lot of this is being done. I know the election is coming up, so they need a lot of things to happen so they could, it's almost like a create a problem and create a solution at the same time that these guys are doing, so they can look like the heroes. But they know what they're doing. Nobody in their right mind will put out laws that they just put out, under that whole Safety Act thing, and think that it's going to go well. Nobody in their right mind. And also with O Block, y'all gotta remember, whether they want to admit it or not, them gates saved a lot of guys. A lot of guys. I don't care what nobody say. The gates had a lot of guys saved. Now, also when you think about it, we're the 12-year-olds, the 13-year-olds, the 16-year-olds. Them young dudes you see carrying them weapons. Young dudes that act like they got ops and they really out there in the field, right? And to their discretion, you gotta remember the time Keith jerking over them.
Hello.
Remember when we was following them early on in the drill culture, they were all like 14, 15, 16 as well. So I'm not gonna act like it's not happening. But let's be real, if these kids find out that they're moving to the ops neighborhood, what are they gonna do? you're either going to be homeless or you're going to have to move to the ops neighborhood. Their parents don't know nothing about moving to no ops neighborhood. So what you think their parents going to do if they find a nice place with affordable rent and they got to leave O Block? You think the parents going to say, well, we not moving here because my son got ops there? They ain't trying to hear that. They don't know what an OPP is. But this is what's going on, man. So, like I said, y'all be safe out there. I don't know what's going to go on, but I know it can't be anything positive that comes out of the Safety Act going into effect.
Okay, you guys, so that's the end of this content. I just want to give y'all some ins and outs in my commentary, my view, my opinion on the situation that's about to occur in January. A lot of people are going to be released from prison, like this guy just said, that they got to move or whatever. Their parents don't know about no O Block. They don't know nothing about that or no op. Period. Point blank. So it's gonna be a sad beginning of the year, maybe. But my prayers goes out for all the people that's gonna be affected by this bill being passed. So this is your girl Queen 318 Ray Rich, get the Deep House Queen CV, and I'll catch you guys on another one. Again, subscribe to the channel. Let's push this through the algorithm, you guys. Let's thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Let's push it through the algorithm. I appreciate all you guys for your support and just viewing my content, period. And keep it in mind, it will get greater later. Peace, blessings, and love to everyone out there in O Block. Well, not just O Block, but in, child, in Illinois.